Hi, this video is part of a follow-along series about setting and achieving goals for your life. In this episode, I will be sharing some valuable advice on how you can plan and break down your goals so that you become far more likely to succeed in achieving them. So let's get going. Hi everyone, Teresa here from Lead Yourself. I'm helping you to lead your life towards more freedom and more happiness by providing insights and tips on how you can improve your life when it comes to time, energy, and money. If you're new to this channel and that's something that interests you, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell to stay notified. During earlier episodes, we looked at creating and refining your vision for your life and setting some smart goals for the next year to take you closer to that vision. If you haven't watched those episodes yet, check them out in the card above. But if you're in a hurry, I still believe that anyone who's having issues on following through with their goals will get value out of this video. Now, after having set some ambitious goals for your life, you might be a little confused on how you're actually going to achieve them. In this video, we're going to dive into how to break down and plan your goals. Our aim is to create sub-goals complete with action plans that will get you started the best way possible and keep you from quitting early. Just like the previous episodes, this video has a companion worksheet which you can get from the link in the description. Print it out if you can, otherwise just fill it out on your computer. Now, before we get into filling it out, I'd like to talk a little bit about taking action. Going from wanting to do something to actually doing it sounds really simple in theory, but the fact is that very few people take action. They stop at wanting. They say they want to make more money, they want to lose weight, they want to start exercising and so on, but they never really take action. Or they take action just a few times and then stop when the results don't come. And more often than not, they actually know exactly what to do. All the people that want to make money probably have a lot of good ideas on how to make it happen if they just put in the effort. And the same goes for something like weight loss. Pretty much everyone knows that a healthy diet and some exercise will do the trick, but not everyone does it. It's kind of absurd when you think about it, but wanting something and knowing something doesn't make it happen. Instead, the very key to success is to take consistent action. You are what you do, remember that, and don't give up. Change rarely happens quickly, and it's important to stay persistent. Think of it this way. What if stopping now would mean that you stop right before you see results? How would it make you feel if you knew that you were so close to making progress when you gave up? Think about that for a minute, because the thing is, nobody can really tell the future, so why risk it? One thing that I find helps with persistence is having the right expectation of your results, because very few things you do will provide results with a consistent velocity. So you can't just think that after half the time you will have achieved half of the results. It's just not a realistic expectation in most cases. Some things are quick in the beginning but get slower the further you move along. This might be if you create a product that grows in complexity the more you work on it, for instance an app. And other things require a lot of initial investments and resources, but then tend to grow faster and faster exponentially. Money investments and YouTube growth, for instance. Yet other things can have a very uneven curve, such as weight loss. It's usually quick in the beginning, only to reach so-called plateaus where it slows down and maybe even goes up again a little while. And that's when many people give up. And also, the closer you get to your ideal weight, the slower you will lose weight. It's important to understand exactly what pattern the measurable quantities of your goals can have. Only then can you make a realistic plan, so do some research. But what if you do and you still really have no idea? Then I recommend you do one of two things. The first is you might want to change your measurable quantity to depend on something that you can control. For instance, when it comes to my YouTube channel, I have a goal to release a certain amount of videos this year, instead of trying to get a certain amount of subscribers. Because I'm just starting out and it's more important to take action and get videos out than it is to gain subscribers. But I do really appreciate the ones I get, so consider being one of them and hit that subscribe button now. The second thing you could do is to keep an agile mindset. Make a low commitment at first, but still take massive action and measure your progress and see where that leads you. Then learn and adjust based on what you observed. To some degree, you will have to do this in any case. That's why I recommend that you only commit to your first sub-goal for each of your goals. You can have a rough idea of what to do next and where to be further down the road, but don't commit to it yet. It's better to keep it open so that you can adjust based on your results. And this way you can continuously improve. Up to this point, we've focused a lot on where you want to be and what your journey there might look like. But there's one piece of the puzzle that's missing. Where you are right now. Do you have a clear picture of your current state? For instance, when moving into a financial goal, it's a really good idea to have a good picture of what your numbers are today and anything else related to your financial life. And it's the same for any kind of goal, really. For example, what's your current weight and your current eating and exercise habits? You'll most likely learn a lot from doing this exercise where you analyze your current life. And don't just look at the numbers. Look at the things that you do every day and write them down. Even consider starting a journaling habit to keep a consistent eye on your life. In many cases, you'll discover things in your current life that are working against you and that you need to stop doing right away. For instance, are you constantly buying things for borrowed money and paying expensive interest rates? Or maybe you're eating several candy bars a day or spending hours in front of the TV every day. Whatever it is, there's usually a very good reason that you're not living your dream life. It's because you're not acting like somebody who would live that life. So think about what you can stop doing and start doing instead to make a change. And try to find things that you can do every day. Forming habits is far more powerful than individual actions. But there's also another reason to take a look at your current situation. If you compare to what you described in your vision, where are the big differences? What are the things that you need to do? So if you have clarity on your current state and your target state, it becomes like that little game that's sometimes in kids' magazines where you have two side-by-side, almost identical pictures, and you need to find the errors in one of them. You now have something to work with and to gain knowledge from. So getting to this point, you might be wondering why we don't look at milestones, break them down into what needs to be done and estimate them like it's done in traditional project management. And we'll get to that shortly. But remember, in the last video, we talked about having measurements for your goals that show progress while you're working. And remember the benefits that this provides in terms of your continuous feedback and your motivation. And the sub-goals that we are creating right now are to ensure that we stay on track in terms of those measurements. On the other hand, when it comes to planning for goals that require execution of one-time tasks in addition to change of behavior, then you can utilize the project management type method. Have your first sub-goal be your first milestone and estimate when it will be reached by listing and estimating the tasks that you need to do to accomplish it. I still recommend you only commit to one milestone at a time, and even more so in this case, because chances are that you might have forgotten or underestimated a lot of the tasks that you need to do to get to that milestone. I've been working as a software engineer for many years, and in that industry there's been a major shift towards a more agile form of planning and execution with shorter planning horizons. That's because companies have realized that you can't plan too far into the future. It's just wasted planning. And it's downright destructive to a mindset of continuous improvement. Things always come up, things always change, and you need to continue to adjust and improve. That's where shorter commitments and iterations come into play, and I've found that it works for other types of projects too. So now to look into your goals using the worksheet. First, get to know your goals and their measurement quantities by discovering what type of pattern your progress and results are likely to follow. Then analyze your life and your current state as of today in relation to your goals. From this, try to come up with things that you need to change and do differently and turn them into habits. Finally, if there are specific one-time actions that you might need to take, plan them in and take them into account when setting a time frame for your sub-goals. And have fun. Once you have achieved your sub-goals, you can set new ones. So make sure to schedule some time not only for following up, but also for going through the same exercises that we have been going through today. That's it for today. In the next episode, we're going to talk about execution and how you can get started and maintain progress every day. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and write in the comments below what you enjoyed the most. I really appreciate any feedback as I'm constantly trying to improve. And make sure to subscribe and hit that bell so you stay notified when new content is released on this channel. And here's some for you now. But thank you for watching this video, and I love you so much, and I see you soon. Bye!